We kind of expected that this was going to drop any time now.
Yep.
And yes, we got our casting of Kamala Khan, of Ms. Marvel for the MCU. And boy, like, I honestly thought they were going to go a little bit more known, but I was like, who could you really cast?
I was going to say, like, this is the thing. People are going, wow, they went for an unknown. It's like, name me 5 Pakistani actors that are teenagers.
Yep. That's exactly where I landed.
You can't. Like, it's just unfortunate. You can't name a single one because there aren't any.
Right.
Like, there might be in Pakistan and places like that, but you're not going to find one that the West knows. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, so we got the casting. Again, she's very young. She's like, what, 17, 18 years old?
She's 18. They do not want to go for minors.
Wow, that is... Yeah, and there's only like 2 pictures of her on the internet. One is from like Deadline. Like, it's very much what you would consider obscure, if that makes sense. And I think that works in their favor, honestly, because again, there's no big expectations going in, and again, you can't really have it. But when it comes to Ms. Marvel, this is clearly going to be a role that is here for, I would say 2 decades, if not more. Like, this character isn't going anywhere, you know, so it's...
No, she is not. And I believe her name is Iman Vellani? Or
Vellani? Yeah, Vellani, that's how I would pronounce it, so...
Not 100% sure on that, but, you know, she hasn't even got an IMDb page, so you ain't going to find her on there. But she does some work for TIFF, like the Canadian Film Festival, or Toronto Film Festival, whatever one is. And I think she's directed something.
Wow.
Apparently she's also made like a little stop motion thing dedicated to Feige. Like, I saw that as a headline, clicked the article, and it wasn't in the article. I'm just like, thanks guys. That's Twitter in a nutshell, really. But yeah, so I doubt you're going to find any acting credit for her anywhere. If you do, well done. Post that. But yeah, I'm excited. She looks the part. Everyone who's involved with Ms. Marvel's raving about her, which they're going to anyway. Let's be real. Like, they're not going to say, "Oh, she's awful," but I'm excited for it. It's about time we got some casting on this one.
Yeah, and like, it's one of those things where you look at it, and again, this is a character that's going to be around for a while, which does make sense, and it's kind of cool to just see that we're at the point where it's reality, that this is happening. You know, this is going to be something that moves forward, and it's also that thing that expands the Marvel Universe further, because again, we're going to have we're going to have Ms. Marvel teaming up with Captain Marvel inevitably, and we got like Monica Rambeau out there, and there's so many different characters that roll into this whole Ms. Marvel universe. And again, Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel, that universe is becoming so diversified, for lack of a better term.
See, what you could do is really make everyone salty and start calling them the Marvel family. It's like the Marvel family of characters.
Wait till Kevin Feige drops that, and then all hell breaks loose. Because he will.
Yeah, it's going to be a Shazam family.
Yeah. So, with that, there's also some other casting things that have been said out there, particularly when it comes to the character of Mockingbird. This is an interesting one because, I mean, we're hearing there could be a recast happening.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I think there's something happening with her side of things that's stopping them from recasting her. I'm not 100% sure how it's working, if that's right or if it's the other way around or not. But yeah, there's something's going on with Bobby and Mockingbird and Pilecki.
Well, so it's one of those things, right? Like, it's a Marvel character. They own the character. So that's like, okay, what can possibly be happening? But again, who knows what type of contracts she signed? Like, we know multiple times it's been said by Charlie Cox. He's like, oh, well, I have a movie option in my contract. So if they decide to be like, well, we're recasting Daredevil, can he be like, excuse me? Like, what?
I assume so, unless it runs out.
Right, which I wonder if that's a situation they're running in, because I'll be honest with you, like, I really liked her as Mockingbird. I thought she did a great job. So I would hate to see that recast personally. I just think that's like, come on, guys. Like, you can figure this one out. Like, it's not that hard, right?
I say it's one of those where like, you don't have to recast it. You can just move ahead and like pretend that Shield never happened.
Yeah,
you can do it that way. You can recast her, but pull a roadie. It's the same character. You reference stuff that happened in Shield. Like, either way. No, as long as there is that, we haven't just wasted years with Mockingbird and Shield, because that's a bit of a slap in the face. But hey, if it's Pilecki's great. Mm-hmm. If not, I'm sure they'll find someone that people like get mad about first, and then go like, "Oh, she's actually did really good." Because shock horror, you actors act like funny in that.
Right, and that's one of those things where I'm kind of like, I don't want it to happen, but I'm sure I would get used to it quick. But it's just one of those things that I'm like, but does this really need to be a thing that happens? Like, we can get past that. We don't need to recast, because she already did a great job. And yeah, I get it. Like, she hasn't really been in the highlight or big Hollywood things. She's done like Orville, which again she's great in, and that's ending with the 3rd season on Hulu under Disney. So I mean, who knows what exactly is going to happen. If they do hypothetically recast, do they just completely ignore everything that happened with Mockingbird before, or are they just like, well, never technically called her that?
This is the thing, because I think Loeb is playing a part in this. Like, I don't think he's physically there playing a part in it. I think his name is playing a part in it, because you obviously want to distance yourself from that.
Yep.
So you don't particularly want to have his name attached, and I'm pretty certain if she was there, his name would be attached, unless they found a way to get it off, and then full steam ahead, I suppose. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's standing in the way. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, it would not surprise me at all, honestly, because again, the Loeb situation is interesting, and again, it brings up the interesting factors of, we know movie contracts and extra appearances were handed out, and some actors will fight for those, so, that thing involving everything. But overall, I think Marvel does have a pretty good future. Like, Ms. Marvel casting is here. Moon Knight is probably next, I would assume.
Well, here's the interesting thing. We have, I believe Hawkeye is filming this month. I believe they start this month. But I think also Moon Knight starts this month. I'm not sure. I know they're both relatively soon. I think Hawkeye starts first. So it's either going to be today, on the Thursday, the 1st of October, that they drop who's doing the Hawkeye show. Actually, no, we know who's doing the Hawkeye show, don't we?
I was going to say, I believe so. We had like the showrunner and everything, so...
Right. So it's either we're going to get the confirmation that Haley Steinfeld has officially signed on. We don't know if she has or hasn't. There was, there's the whole thing that there's conflicts, and people are saying she is, and then there's Olivia Cook's probably going to get the role if it's not Steinfeld.
Maybe that's why it's taken so long to get that one, despite the fact that they want to start shooting soon. Like, maybe they're trying to really just lock it in.
Yeah. Because they're starting this month. They're not going to want set pictures to be the first thing we see of Kate Bishop. They're going to want to announce it properly.
Exactly.
So yeah, either something's going to happen this week. It might not be, because we had the Ms. Marvel casting yesterday, but I reckon next week, probably at the same time, probably on Wednesday or even the Monday, you'll be like, hey, here's the Moon Knight showrunners and directors, and then a day or so later, it's here's your Moon Knight.
Yeah, I could see that.
Moon Knight's the big one. Do they go Jewish? They better go Jewish.
They better. I mean, hopefully.
No, it's not Keanu Reeves. Everyone stop. Please. Please. Enough. Yep. Dude's pushing 60. You don't want a 60-year-old Mark Spector running around. Right?
Damn. That's crazy. Well, I mean, we'll find out soon, and then we'll talk more about it once the castings